Welcome, everybody, to episode 3 of the Slasher Smash podcast. I am your host, John, and these two are also your hosts.
Hi, I'm Tiffany.
I'm here.
This month, we watched my pick, The Brood from 1970. Who gives a fuck?
How was the movie, John?
The movie was a very interesting movie. This is now the third or fourth Canadian horror movie that we've watched on here.
Yeah.
I haven't.
It's a lot.
Sounds good.
Before we dive fully into this,
Okay.
I want to know what video games you guys are playing right now.
I don't think it's really changed. Been playing the shit out of 7 days. I'm on day 70 right now.
What is your record?
I'd have to go back to when we first started playing.
Yeah, didn't you get almost close to 100, if not over?
I think I went over 100, but...
Yeah, it was a ridiculous number.
That's pretty impressive.
But that was me kind of cheating the hordes.
Yeah, they actually cheat-proofed the game.
Oh, how do you cheat in that?
So, I didn't really cheat. I didn't do anything wrong.
Well, you just said that you cheated, Matthew.
He stumbled upon it.
I essentially made a pit, or a moat, if you would, completely surrounding a pawn shop, and that was our base. And
Tens of hundreds of feet down.
Yeah, and I went all the way down to the bedrock. So in many games you can't go any further. And in a horde, they only spawn so many, and they just fall down there, and then they just beat the crap out of all the ground. And there's...
So literally you can stand up top. He made like a ladder or a rope or something that we climbed down to be part down, and then we just shot them from above.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Also, that's not cheating.
Great.
No, it's not. It's just, but
it's a glitch kind of thing.
Not really.
It's not a glitch.
I highly
it's
doubt
not
they put
cheating,
that in
but
there.
it's also not. It's not solving the problem the way I would want. Now, this next horde, I actually have. Let's see, 4. How many do I fucking? Okay, I got 10 SMG turrets and 4 shotgun turrets working for me, as well as a punch turret.
Is the punch turret exactly what I think it is?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
It's yeah.
We don't fuck around in the zombie apocalypse, okay?
I see that. Tiff, what about you?
I am still trucking away at Metaphor, my second playthrough, because I am going to achieve a platinum trophy, my first platinum trophy.
Nice.
That's my goal. But again, I have to play through the entire game again, so I am at hour 168.
Jesus Christ.
It's a JRPG.
That's so much.
So. It's got a lot of my life in there.
That's fair.
What about you, John? What you playing?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Actually, I'm not. It's Rocket League.
Loser! Just kidding.
I think I'm gonna start Star Wars. What's like the Souls like? Fallen Order? Is it Fallen Order? I think that's what it is.
I think so. I don't know if that's the one I'm thinking of. Every time I see it, I'm just kind of like zone out because it just doesn't strike my interest.
That's fair. I'm going to start that one. I also downloaded Fallen Aces, which is like a noir first-person shooter with a really cool art aesthetic to it. And then I downloaded Order 13, which is a cool warehouse horror game.
Oh, you did get it.
I think, yeah, I checked
Nice.
before, and we did get it. So I'm going to
Nice.
start playing that one soon. That should be interesting. I'm looking forward to that game.
You should record that because I want to see you get scared shitless.
I am a pansy, and I will get scared shitless. I have not watched anything on this game, so I'm going in blind. All I know is you can customize your cat that stays with you in the stock room.
That is a 10 out of 10 game right there.
Right? That's all I wanted. So I'm going to fire up those soon. Maybe if I can create like a Twitch for our channel, maybe I can just stream on there. I already created a few scenes, and they're ridiculous. Jason Voorhees smoking a cigarette, so the cigarette's sticking out of one of the holes in his hockey mask. It's hilarious. And then I think it's like Michael Myers drinking a beer and like Ghostface drinking like a coffee and waving goodbye. It's really fucking stupid, but they're funny, so
You need
I'm
to
gonna
get
play
the,
around with that.
You need to get the leprechaun smoking a doob. You don't even need AI for that. I'm pretty sure they did that.
Is that what he was in the hood?
I think
and
so.
The hood.
Yeah.
God, that franchise
So
didn't start high, but
No.
goddamn did it's to go lower.
yeah. Yeah, it did.
Also, fun fact: the first movie had Jennifer Aniston in it.
Yeah, of course it did.
I don't know if I watched any of those movies.
Oh
first
my
one's the
God,
best.
Tiff, do yourself a favor and watch Leprechaun.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I'm not
stupid.
gonna lie, he kind of freaks me out. Just as a
Yeah.
visual aspect, he freaks me out.
The character design is awesome. I think it's
Yeah.
really good.
He freaks me out, and I live alone.
The
so I don't
dialogue,
have to be
in the
paranoid.
movies are fucking atrocious.
Well, again, we're
But
watching
the
1970s
Leprechaun-
movies, so we know all about dialogue.
But he is
That's fair.
hilarious. He is fucking
He is funny.
And
so
He's
he's
very
a comedic
funny.
horror. Okay,
and he knows how to party.
fair enough.
So.
He does know how to party.
I imagine with lots of red.
I mean,
I
honestly,
imagine.
if that is who I would want to encounter, if I was going to die in any horror movie, at least get me drunk and stoned first. I would appreciate that.
To each their own.
I'm pretty sure there was a movie called Evil Bong about a bong that killed people, and I think it had not Cheech Marin, Tommy
Oh
Chong.
my god. You know what? Not shocked.
Maybe we'll put that on here someday.
Fuck
Evil
no.
Bong, Tire,
That'll cost you guys extra.
the Ginger Dead Man. Maybe we'll all take edibles and watch those movies and
Ooh.
record it, and that could be our extra content.
Do a retake on
Show us the green for
Frankenhooker.
us to do that.
I don't think we ever need to watch Frankenhooker ever again. I think that's good. I think we're good there.
You were really obsessed with it when we watched
Didn't
it,
they
John.
make,
You were
like,
very
multiples
happy
of
about
that?
it.
The name was hilarious, and yes, I think it did spawn sequels. So
Yeah.
somebody watched that and went, they're onto something
Mm-hmm.
here, and wrote a script. Speaking of terrible movies,
Yeah,
let's talk
get
about
on
my
with our-
movie, The Brood.
That was
This
horrible.
So this movie, I'm gonna try and give you a brief synopsis. Bear with me. This movie was very hard to follow for the first hour. This man's wife is in an insane asylum. They're doing real. No, not
It's not
insane
an
asylum.
insane asylum, it's more
A
like a
psychiatrist
rehab, like a
retreat. Yeah, rehab.
Therapy rehab kind of
Orgy.
facility. It's run by one person. Like it's one of those.
So they do really weird shit there, and the husband can't visit her, but they have a daughter, and I don't know, some shit happens with the daughter. The grandma gets
There's
killed.
deaths.
The mom is, it turns out, is controlling these little fucking gremlin seeds that she spawns off her body, and they do the killing for her when she gets mad.
One word will describe this movie: gremlins.
Gremlin. She is a human gremlin. She's a
Everybody's-
human Mogwai.
Everybody's drinking and smoking. It was great.
Just the grandpa,
Yeah.
really. Wasn't he the only one that was drunk?
Well, no, the grandma was drinking too.
Both parents had drank. Grandma and grandpa both drank.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you gave birth to a fucking Mogwai that spawned demon seeds off of her body, wouldn't you drink as well?
But also the teacher was drinking. The teacher was drinking wine at the Frank's residence too, and she was smoking cigarettes.
Well, yeah,
That is
because
true.
she was
A
thinking
teacher.
she was getting some dick.
As well as she should.
No, she wasn't.
Yeah, she
Not
was.
yet.
Yes, she was.
Yes,
Yes, she
she
was.
was.
Because when she left, because he made it seem like, why don't you come over after she goes to bed? We'll have our little parent-teacher conference because you've been hounding my ass for weeks now. And then all of a sudden she's like, your life is too complicated for me. Bitch, nobody invited you to be my wife. All right?
Is that
Yeah.
is that a literal hounding his ass, like physically?
Hey, man. It's Canada. If they like a little finger in the butt, I don't judge. A little maple leaf in the ass. A little Labatt's Blue bottle.
Anybody from Canada, I'm so sorry.
So I know what you listeners are thinking right now. John, that was a terrible summary, and it's really hard to follow. Just like the movie, because nobody had any idea what was going on for a long time.
Mhm.
That's valid. Nothing got clarified until the last 10 minutes of the movie, I'm pretty sure.
And even then, like, okay, I'm just going to jump into my review.
Okay.
This movie had a ton of potential. I think if you had solid writing and a really good like flow to the story and way better death scenes, the death scenes in this were terrible because they're essentially children. The Brood is children who are all roughly the same age, which is also odd. The death scenes were just them hitting people with shit. That's it.
Yeah.
It really wasn't creative or, didn't really play into the fact that they were small. Maybe shit could have happened that way, but they had superhuman strength, I guess. But
Which
I think...
didn't even seem like it was superhuman strength. It seemed like they literally just unleashed a child.
It punched
rage.
that lady's, cabinet door off of her wall.
Yeah, after how many times was it banging on it?
Yeah, it took a while.
It did, but if you had to sit
Wood
there and
gets
punch
brittle.
it, how long would it take you, Tiffany?
Oh, one punch. I'm weak as shit.
Yeah. That milkman, drop-off door, is that what you're fucking talking about?
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
It punched it off the hinges.
They kicked that off the hinges.
I don't know.
I think it was an arm.
Either
Children's
way,
limbs look
shape.
exactly the same.
it's a cabinet door.
It's a ligament.
Basically held on by two hinges. You assume four screws. It wouldn't be.
It's
that.
an 8-year-old.
Shit
It's
back
an
then.
8-year-old punching
Yeah,
it.
but shit back then was actually built sturdy.
How much shit did
Also.
you break as an 8-year-old?
Not a whole lot.
Not the fucking cabinets.
I put holes in the wall.
You sound like a nightmare of a child.
Okay, you're a brood. Get the fuck out.
You're a brood. You're the demon seed of a crazy lady in a rehab. You were born from her belly
Stomach?
button? I don't know.
Fucking
I don't
love
think it was
handles.
belly
I think
button, but it was down by the stomach.
it's a brood of
You
children
came-
being born from love handles. It's crazy.
You exist from her stretch marks.
Yep.
No wonder why sometimes you look thinner than normal.
But anyways, I will get back to it. If the writing was way better and the flow was better, a little more creativity on the kills, this movie had potential. The actors acted the shit out of their roles.
We did have a Kristen Stewart though. Let's really.
Oh yeah,
we had one.
the main kid wasn't very good. Frank was horrible with suspicious hair, according to my wife.
Mm-hmm.
But the two
the
crazy
worst
guys, unless they were actually crazy, were fucking awesome actors.
Really fucking
Yeah.
good. And honestly, I thought the mom was pretty good. I thought the doctor was pretty good, even though I hate how he dressed.
Oh yeah. Bad coats.
Next fucking podcast, I'm gonna show up in a turtleneck just to piss everyone off.
Can you put a? Oh, never mind. I was gonna say, can you put a turtleneck on?
No, I don't fucking have any.
Can you wear 2 turtlenecks? I know you don't have one, but can you wear multiple? I'm an idiot.
And make
But
sure
yeah.
one is longer than the other.
Please. But yeah, that's it was very hard to follow. Really boring death scenes. A couple of parts were really funny because it was like one of those it's so bad it's funny, but
Yeah.
just not a very good movie. It did I don't know if this was a big thing before it, but it did the whole is it really over at the end thing. So I mean I was like, oh, right. So it existed in the 70s as well.
I guess it
But,
wasn't
yeah.
that really great of a spin or twist, but
It really wasn't.
it's fairly
I mean,
implied, right?
It's one of those where you're like, are they gonna do this? And it almost would have been better if they didn't. But
You could
they
have,
did.
yeah. I think I didn't. I don't think they needed to zoom in to confirm or anything. I think they should have just had them drive off, leaving everybody thinking, "Oh, is she traumatized? Does she have it? Is she gonna go psycho crazy?" Like instead of confirming it, keeping it more vague would have been a little bit better.
The ending, they
smidge.
zoomed in on her arm and she had bumps, like
The same
her
thing
mom.
her mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my take. It was slow and bad.
Bad.
Tiff, what's your take on it?
I have to agree with the flow thing because I don't. The script was. I had no problems having my mind go elsewhere as I was watching this movie because I just couldn't. I couldn't tell what was necessity versus just filler. They're just putting stuff in and putting stuff in, and then they put all the answers, like I said, the last 10 minutes, and it's like, wait, so that... when did this... What?
Yeah.
It was really hard for me to follow. I lost interest a couple times and probably missed some foreshadowing. I think they played too much on foreshadowing. They think they took the foreshadowing trope overboard.
Yes.
Where it became too much, where it was like it overwhelmed you and you couldn't focus on what was the real hints versus how were they trying to throw you off. Not a fan. I can, for the generation that this is in, for the decade that this sits in, I'm okay with how the death scenes went. I'm not, could they be better? Sure. Is that a deal breaker for me? No, it's all right. It would have been nicer to have, I don't know, maybe a little bit more sinisterness to it, instead of just like, okay, we're watching them for 5 minutes bash a head in with a fucking crystal ball or a black hammer. Like, it's little not needed.
No.
Not needed. The story is the biggest one for me. That was my issue. Is just it was just not done well.
Fucking Canadians, get your shit together.
Wow.
Matt, why don't you tear our neighbors to the north a new ass while you're at it?
You're taking the cake, John. What more can Matt say?
I mean, fucking, I know what I want to say to that, especially nowadays. I'm not going to because it's too low-hanging fruit. So fuck you, John.
Come on. Something about moose. Come on, throw it out there.
I mean,
I'm sure
that Greenland's got a better chance of becoming the 51st state than Canada, but...
You mean red, white, and blue land?
Red, white, blue land.
God damn. I heard
America.
eagles fly over at all times of the day, screeching.
I quite enjoyed this movie for the architectural scenes that were in it. If any of you have ever been to House on the Rock, this very much reminded me of that. If you haven't, I suggest you do go to it. It's in Wisconsin, and it's a great fucking place to go. It's very cool to see. They also do tours on a lot of other architectural buildings. Well, there's one other one there, and I can't fucking remember for the life of me what it's called. It starts with a T, but anyways, doesn't matter. The architectural designs of the 70s were fucking crazy, and that's very apparent in this, and I think it was very cool to show that off. So I'm pointing out some good things on it. I agree that this set up to be successful. The whole brood concept is fucking stupid. I feel that if this was written a little better, where in some manner, shape, or form the mother could control the daughter to do these things, would have been much better. But again,
I kind of, if I could interrupt you for a second, I kind of wish it would have been, like experiments in the institute, as opposed to she just kind of grew these weird skin tags that became people.
Yeah, for a psychological horror though, I think it had enough of that, or the mindset of that, but then it trailed off into sci-fi.
Oh, 100%.
And it was completely lost with that regard. I'm not saying it was a bad movie, but I feel that, again, if you were to have somehow the mother, because she's already going to her during the weekends, the mother could have been like suggesting or implementing this to the child to kill these people. That would have been very cool for psychological horror. Like some way of manipulating her child into doing these things.
What if it would have been like she sees somebody kill her grandma and grandpa, but actually it's her doing it?
Yeah.
Some sort of like a genetic psychological disorder that also got passed on to her.
Something.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, there was a lot better ways to do it than just fucking gremlin children. I mean, there was a lot missed opportunities, I think, in this. And yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna say on it. I'm not gonna say it was a bad movie. It's just missed opportunities.
Greatly improved is what it could be.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. And it's funny because I feel like you can tell, like, so I feel like script writing as far as movies in the 70s, yeah, movies have been around a long time, but I don't think it was a big talked about thing. And I feel like you could tell that there's this, like, even with the movie that you presented, Tiff, way too much setup before it really got anything going.
I would agree with that. And I mean, on top of that, like, and I say, like, a lot of potential, like some of the writing, some of the scenes, that whole fucking morgue cop scene, what Frank didn't need to be there at all for any of that. You didn't need any of that for him to be there. You could have just, you know, viewed it from the movie and it's the detective talking to the mortuary dude or whoever is working the morgue, that he's pointing out all this crazy fucking shit. And you could have had a little bit of an off segment, maybe giving that detective a little bit bigger of a role even.
I would agree with that. I'm going to step in for a sec. So if anybody doesn't know, if you weren't in the watch party, there is a scene where one of these little gremlin things dies while it's attacking Frank, the main character. And then all of a sudden they cut to this, like, Area 51 research fucking table thing.
I don't know if they were trying to do, like, a blacklight thing to pick up...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was purple, so I got blacklight vibes from it.
They're examining the body of the gremlin thing, and, like, Frank is there, and it's like, you wouldn't be there. And maybe they didn't have that, like, because, you know, techniques for films are evolved things, so maybe they just didn't have that, like, oh, we'll just look at this from the detective's point of view instead of Frank. I don't know, I'm trying to play devil's advocate for the movie here, because I know it's 50 years old at this point.
It looked like John's basement with a black light on it. That's what it looked like.
The body on the table looked like me naked on a tanning bed.
Just shorter.
No genitals.
Oh.
Lots of wrinkles.
So, I agree with you on that, John, and I don't even think they needed that scene at all. I think that could have been condensed to the detective telling Frank that we figured out what killed your wife's parents, and this is what it was. Like, it was a deformed child, you know, like, we didn't need... Why did we need to know that there was no genitalia at all? Why did we need that there was no belly button? Why did we need to know that it had this gas bubble and that was its life force? Like, why did we need to know that?
That played no part in this whole movie, other than the fact that you could have just had Frank grab the thing and shove it through the bathroom mirror and it die, and then it would have been like, okay, it dies like we normally die. The gas tank bubble thing on the back played no part in this.
I think they were trying to give it a way for it to be killed without having Frank actually kill it. I don't think they wanted Frank to kill it or anyone to kill it. I think they just wanted to have it go away, so they gave it a lifespan.
Well, the psychiatrist guy killed it at the end. He put fucking bullets through like 5 of them. Yeah, it's fucking badass.
Yeah,
Best
it
part
was
of the
amazing.
Fair enough.
You could tell he went to the range like every fucking weekend.
Oh, dude, he was fucking 360 no scoping.
He didn't
as the
shoot
kids say.
until they started attacking him, instead of like when they were surrounding him or jumping off the bed, growling at him.
Well, he is a doctor.
None of those times. I don't fucking care. Sometimes the human race just needs a fucking shot to the head sometimes.
I don't disagree.
Really glad none of you just caught the fact that I tried to take a drink of a beer that still has the cap on it. So
this is coming from a man who enjoys waffle crisp.
Tiffany said that waffle crisp is okay. She said they are okay.
You hold on to that, buddy. Bad. You hold on tight to that.
It's the best review waffle crisp has, all right? Let him have this victory, Matt.
How much did this movie make? Do we know?
That is actually a fantastic question.
Let's talk while John decides to look that up.
Let's think about like budget-wise and how much it actually made.
All right. I got the budget. I don't know how much it made at the box office yet, but I will get there. All right, what do you think that the budget was?
70s.
1979 money.
I don't remember what we discussed for
our $3 million
for budget, so I don't remember.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure that I guessed 3 and you guessed 5. No, Matt guessed 5 for the last movie, and I think it was like somewhere around 1.5.
I was gonna say 1 million.
I'm gonna drop it
I don't
down to
think
2
it's that
million.
much.
I'll drop mine down to 2 mil.
$1.4 million.
Tiff's closer.
What do you think it made in the box office? Yes, it did go to the box office.
Fucking some lint in somebody's pocket.
It actually profited. I will tell you that much.
2 million.
No, I'm going to say that it only profited by 1 mil.
It made $5 million.
Holy
What?
fuck!
Right?
Jesus.
I mean, it's not bad if you think of it as a sci-fi film. It's not terrible. But
okay, so are we looking at this? Okay, yeah, I agree. It started as good horror, really could have went someplace and migrated to sci-fi by the end. But we think of all the movies that came out in the last 50 years. They don't have that. So 1979, Canada and the U.S., this horror movie comes out. It's probably fairly neat.
yeah,
If I had to guess.
for the time frame, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we got to look at
still
that,
think
too, with
that's-
these really old ones. But
Still think it's a little too much.
it was
That's fine.
1979, Tiffany. They didn't have a lot to do.
Really?
I don't
Smoking out in
fucking-
an alleyway took up a lot of their time.
Okay. I wasn't alive back then, so I don't know what they did.
They had the
I don't know either,
cheapest
but I'm-
cigarettes ever, John.
I'm basing
all right?
it off of Matt's
You fuck.
jurisdiction here.
And if you got caught drinking and driving, you just were escorted home and said, "Yeah, have a great day."
What a time to be
They
alive.
just
What the fuck
slapped
you
you
talking
on the
about?
hand with their fucking nightstick and said, "Go home."
All right, you guys. Oh, let's do scores. I'm not going to start. Let's start with Tiff. No, we're starting with Matt. Matt, what do you got?
Did you figure it out?
Out of 10.
All right, I'm actually going. I'm going to rank this a 5 because I think it had some really good potential and it could have been something really well. As it stands right now, I'm not upset that I saw it, but I'm also not really thrilled that I saw it. It's one of those things I could take or leave. So it gets a 5.
I agree with that. Tiffany?
I actually was also going to give it a 5 because it was very meh.
It really
I
is.
saw it. I will, if I ever see it again, just the name, I will say, nope, I'm gonna go watch something else. I will never. And again, like everyone had said, it's not a bad movie. It's just not great.
I mean, if it was on, the way I'm judging it, if it was on cable at the hotel room I'm staying at, I'm going to switch over to Con Air. So,
Yeah,
Ouch.
valid, 110%.
I didn't realize it was that bad.
what's
say it was
wrong with Con Air? Screw you.
Nothing. Actually, Con Air is definitely
It's
a
a
movie
really
that if it was
good
on
movie.
TV, I'd stop and
Yeah.
watch. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, John.
Fine, I'll
Fucking
switch over to
awful
the
Chris
Fifth Element.
bitches.
How's that sound?
I love
I
this
like that
element.
movie.
Damn right.
All right. I'm going to give this movie a 5. I was going to give it a 5. Let me correct myself. It's getting a 5.5 due to a couple of children getting blasted through the neck. It was a cool scene, and I enjoyed it. So
John did get boobs,
Valid.
by the way.
That was a cool scene.
it was a brief shot of the mom at the end, and then it was immediately taken back because of.
It was
What they did after.
Honestly, it would have been just as. It would have been better if they left it out.
The boob?
Yeah,
It was so unnecessary. Why did they do it
Yeah.
to begin with?
yeah. It was a pathetic.
Because everything they wanted to show was below the boobs, theoretically.
It was a pathetic attempt.
So
Just to say that, yeah, it's
That's
in there.
actually fair. All right. Shall we move it on to trivia?
All right.
oh fuck,
Who wants to start?
I did not retain anything.
I don't care.
Don't know if I could actually answer any of these, so let's start with. I'll lob one in there because she needs it, Tiff.
First of all, his wife wrote all these questions because
She's amazing.
That is not true. I wrote
She
8.
wrote-
I kept 2 of my questions, and I kept 8 of her questions.
yeah, that's what I thought.
Because hers were a lot better.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I want you guys to know right now, she is a fucking savage, and she notices shit that nobody else on Earth notices.
That's also why I know I'm not going to get trivia.
Yeah,
But I'll lob one in there for you, Tiff. What was the murder weapon used in the first murder?
I can picture Oh, wait.
I actually know.
Wait. I can picture the murder, but for some reason, I can't picture the weapon. I remember every other fucking weapon.
I won't get the point, but I'll tell you what it is if you want me to. When she's done
That's fine.
and gives up.
Give her a minute. She's getting there.
No. It was their hands. I don't know. It was just their hands.
Matt?
It was a wooden mallet / potato masher.
Oh, he has a meat
Yeah,
tenderizer.
so
meat
she
tenderizer,
wrote,
yeah.
she
Also-
wrote meat
also did that.
tenderizer, but yeah.
Yep. That's right.
Okay. This one is actually one of my questions. Matt.
Why give Matt the easy one?
I got the
I
fucking...
guarantee-
No,
that
I'm
that
just
was
kidding.
Jordy's question, the first one.
That's
Yeah.
why I did it, because he gave me a Jordan question, and then he went to
Well, get ready if
give
you think
his
this is
question.
easy, Tiff. 30 seconds after you're born, you have a past. What happens after 60 seconds, according to the grandmother?
I actually know this one.
I actually don't.
Now, whether I get the wording right is good.
30 seconds after you're born, you have a past. 60 seconds after you're born, you have a... I'm gonna say symptom.
Nope. Tiffany?
So it was something about you lie to yourself.
Yep.
About your past, or
You start to lie to yourself about it.
you start to lie to yourself. Okay, yeah, because the wife's grandmother said that.
Oh, you wouldn't have gotten
See,
it either.
I remember the weirdest fucking shit.
Also, nobody on Earth is 60 seconds old and lying to themselves about their past.
No.
That's a really stupid thing.
Stupid.
Okay, these next
That's a
couple are
metaphor.
Jordy, so bear that in mind. Matt. Nope, Tiffany.
Tip.
Nope, Matt. No, Tiffany.
Yeah.
What hotel does Barton stay in when he comes to town? That's the dad.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember the name of the hotel. I didn't even.
That's why I
pay
told
attention,
you she
probably.
is a savage.
Well, but I was also popping cracks at this fucking movie this time. I wasn't
She was
actually
also
focusing.
popping
I
crack.
feel like it was the Royal
Yeah,
something.
but she's more attentive.
Close. Park Plaza.
Park Plaza.
I don't even remember that. In all fairness.
No, I wouldn't.
No, this is the type of shit she sees in movies. Like,
She's a
even
good
when we're
trivia
watching, oh yeah,
creator.
even when we were watching something, she's like, "Oh my god, you see that guy in the background?" I'm like, "No,
Jordan, will
He
you
was
do
just
all of
going
our
to town
trivia?
in the corner. It was weird.
dude, that's what
No,
we
your
should
wife
do."
already does too much. You already put your wife through enough.
Is
Let's not
dealing
have
with
her-
me too much?
Yes.
Yes, it's a full-time fucking job, John.
That way we could all get trivia every round. It'd be so much fun. Nobody
I'm
would
not
ever
putting
get anything
that on
right.
your wife.
I will. I
Next
love
trivia
burdening
question.
her.
Give Matt his trivia question.
Matt, what brand of track suit is Jan wearing? Jan's the crazy one with the comb over that was rolling
I
on the
know.
ground.
I don't know. Hanes.
Think of the most obvious brand of tracksuit.
Nike.
Adidas.
Okay, fine. Whatever. Nobody fucking cares.
Fucking idiot.
Fucking stupid questions.
Jordan
Tiffany.
is a very top-notch.
She
I
is
love
very
it.
good at it.
What kind of car is Barton driving?
I
Yeah, I
don't
know.
'cause I
I
don't
know.
fucking have a car. I got nothing. I don't know. Chevy
Just-
Cavalier.
Most popular old car you can think of.
I don't know cars.
Matt,
when
could
I'm
you
on
guess
the
off
phone.
that hint?
I saw the car.
Think of an older car,
I'm gonna say an
Popular.
Oldsmobile.
Thunderbird.
Okay.
She's like, I went up there and I'm like, how did you know that? She's like, oh, I saw the logo and then I Googled it. I'm like, what?
Your wife is smart. Don't act like she's dumb.
She's not dumb, but seriously, who does this? She should have been a fucking detective.
Honestly, I wasn't really looking out for many of these things. Normally
No.
I'm pretty good with cars. And that
Yeah,
one
you guys had your whole fucking car dilemma in whatever one movie we fucking
Yeah.
watched. Jesus. There's like 3 car questions in that trivia.
Tiff, what is the name of the facility
no,
that
I got
Nola
the
is...
Wait, I got the car question. Is
Matt.
Matt?
What is the name of the facility that Nola is at? God, it's hard to keep track of whose turn it is.
You know, if you just put our initial...
I should know this,
you're asking.
but I really don't.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
You're welcome. Even though
Psychiatrics. I don't know.
Tiff, do you want to venture a guess?
I couldn't even fucking come up with something.
The Soma-Free Institute of Psychoplasmics.
That's right. Soma-Free. What did you learn at Soma-Free?
The Rocky Balboa yelling that, hey, what did you learn at Soma-Free? Adrian! What
You're
are you,
all
nuts?
welcome. This is
Are you giving birth to children off your fucking body?
Gotta put you in a psychiatric care facility. It's gonna cost me at least 5 fights worth of money.
No, she was there for free. Remember? She was the chosen one.
Yeah. None of you made the funny joke of I love you, Daddy. Come on.
What me and Matt say to each other in private. Oh, the movie. That's right. Yeah, no, yeah, I get that. Well, I'll edit that part out.
Yeah.
No, we won't.
Tiff, what is the name of Hal Raglan's book?
He wrote a book? Yeah,
I remember that
Hold on, I do remember the book.
I don't think he wrote a book.
Hey, yeah, because the teacher saw it on the table after Frank went to go help the grandfather. I got nothing. Night of the Living Dead. That's not it.
Oh, what if he did write that? Matt, do you have a guess?
Something about mouth.
No.
There's like
The Shape of Rage?
Yeah, The Shape of Rage, but there's like a mouth on the cover, I think.
Yeah, because there's a fist and then there's the mouth, yeah.
But
if you ever have a problem, just take your fist, put it in there.
Are there any more of these left?
Yep. Matt, what is the house... What? I don't think she worded this right. What is the house number that Frank and Candace live in? It says it on the front door every time they came in and out of the door.
The house number.
Well,
Yep.
It's not like Jordan would research a question that we didn't know.
No, well, yeah, obviously. I just want to tell you where it was, like where you saw it. It was on the front door of their place.
I watched them walk in and out of the house, and I still don't fucking know what was on.
I'm going to guess that it was 80085.
I, too, speak
Did you
in
really
the
have to
code.
think about what numbers that was? Is that what you...
The house number was 34.
Well, fuck. I like mine better.
This, Me too. Me too. All right, this is the last of Jordan's questions. Tiffany, what was the name of the newspaper with Candace's picture in it?
Have you seen this girl?
Yep, I was too busy reading that the police were seeking dwarf killers.
That's really funny.
I mean, accurate too. Those little bastards
For a
are
separate
scary.
reason.
The Daily Bugle. I got nothing.
The Globe and Mail. Mail like M-A-I-L.
Terrible. That's a
Not
terrible
mail like
name.
me and Matt.
It's a terrible name.
It's a terrible name.
Matt, you can take this.
Since
Take it
Tiffany
home, Matt. Win it.
did not just give you the answer. What did the paper call the 2 brood members that killed the teacher? I have no... When you said that, I was like, there's no fucking way. There's no way she did.
I never would have gotten that because I didn't read that, but they called them dwarves.
I knew you were going to win, so I
2
just
words.
gave you that.
2 words.
What, 2 words?
Oh my god.
It's 2 words. They were referred to them as the...
You're missing a word, Matt.
Oh,
Tiffany just said it.
Well, now I don't feel so bad. Fucking burn.
She just said it!
I didn't listen that careful. I thought it
You
was
know
just
Matt
dwarves.
doesn't listen to me.
To anything, apparently.
Hell no. Hell no. It's not
want half a
childlike.
point.
It was
The second word is literally
want
the action
half-
that they committed.
dwarf muggers. I don't.
All right.
Who did they mug in this movie, Matt? Why don't you tell me that?
Oh.
They mugged everybody of their lives, okay?
Because if they mugged anybody, Jordan would have been like, how much money
Dwarven
did the
murderers.
dwarf muggers?
I mean, they murdered people.
Dwarf killers, man.
Okay, it's
she
the
just
same
said
thing.
it. No, it's not. The paper said a word.
Yeah,
You
the paper
asked
literally
them
said dwarf
what they
killers.
called them. I said dwarfs. They called them dwarfs. That's not inaccurate. It's at least worth a half a point.
Bitch, I gave you the answer without knowing the
Bitch,
question.
it's your own damn fault.
I
That
get
sounds
half
like
a
a
point.
I
fucking
would have
problem.
gave you half a point if Tiffany hadn't said it 0.7
That's
seconds
her
before
own
I
damn
asked the
problem.
question.
That's her own damn
that's-
problem. Maybe she should learn to
that's your
shut up a little
problem.
bit more.
No, because that's what I remember from the newspaper.
Not her specialty.
Police-seeking dwarf
Not her
killers. That was
specialty.
the exact four fucking words
I got
of that
at least
article.
half a point for that. I said dwarves.
Give Matt his fucking half a point. So he
I
can
don't
stop
know how
being
to do a
baby.
half a point in this system.
Then how did Jordan come up with Matt's score of 27 and a half? Cha-fuck.
Matt gets 2.5 points for dwarf.
I mean,
I wrote
at the
it
end of the day, it's either that or nobody gets any points for any of this trivia. That's how much we gave a shit about your piece of crap movie.
You guys wanted her to do trivia, and this is what you get. She is a monster.
I'm not complaining about the trivia, John.
No, it's the movie. We paid zero attention to the movie
Yeah.
because it was garbage. It wasn't very
Remember last
interesting.
month when we all hated magic? Okay.
For do right. All right. Shall we
Oh my
rank
God.
these movies?
Oh,
Oh yeah, we
I
have
don't
to
know
do the
we do
whole.
Yeah, like, I
I
mean,
gotta figure.
I figure it's pretty easy. I think Matt's movie easily takes first.
Yes, I agree with
Um,
that. I don't know which one takes second and third though.
well, you have to look at the scores, right?
Are we doing the scores or are we doing?
That's
Tiffany's adds up. Tiffany's ratings total add up to 14. Mine adds up to 15 and a half.
Okay,
Not great.
so Matt got first, John got second, and I got third for.
I wouldn't take
Where our
it
movies
personally,
rank.
Tiff. It's not like you wrote this fucking movie. You went in blind
I'm
to a
not-
movie that had Anthony Hopkins.
No, I didn't know what we were doing.
No, I just you last month you seemed upset in the thing that you were like apologized about picking that movie.
No,
You went in blind.
no,
Nobody was
I-
mad at you for that.
No, I was upset with myself because I was so disappointed in the movie. I really was looking forward to it, and all of a sudden, I'm just at the end of the movie. I was like,
Well, we went.
"What the fuck?"
We all. I'm kind of more proud of us than anything else because we went for off the wall movies that nobody's really ever heard of.
Yeah, we could have picked the popular ones, but all three of us literally looked and said, "I don't want to do the mainstream one."
Yeah. So, I mean, mine. You know, if you talk to like movie buffs and everything, people would know that movie, but we're not huge movie buffs, and we weren't around that time. You know, during the 70s, so like some of
Yeah.
the people I talked to that grew up in the 80s, you know, that were in like their 20s or whatnot, they've heard of it, of course, but it was long lost for Black Christmas.
But plus, I just wanted to watch something new. I didn't want to watch something that I had
Yeah.
already seen. I
Yeah.
didn't want to go in biased and be like, I'm going to make a bunch of fucking jokes for these stupid parts that I know are coming up, when I could be watching something I've never seen and still make stupid comments and not pay attention.
That's kind of I liked that approach. I liked us going with something that we didn't really know.
I do find it funny that now we're watching our choice of movies. We don't have to watch terrible movies, and two out
We
of the
still find
three
it
ended up not so good. But
Yeah, this is hopefully wiping that last season off. Wiping it off. Getting out of there.
If you go with obscure, you're gonna. I mean, there's a reason that they're probably obscure and not big ones. You know, big names.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, you even chose. You only saw the remake.
Yes.
That doesn't mean anything.
No.
I mean, that doesn't mean that the old one was good.
I
yeah,
could have
there's
easily
been a lot
chose
of times.
Amityville Horror. I mean, I knew that was
Exactly.
the easy one.
Carrie's
Carrie
another
could have
popular
been
one.
one,
in
but-
the
yeah.
70s.
But I didn't think that Carrie would. Well, no, that would have been very psychological with all the torment she dealt with. Yeah, those would have been easy ones. But it just didn't seem right. I wanted to watch something that wasn't so mainstream.
Also, I just want to say congratulations, Matt, for being the winner of quarter 1 of the podcast.
Good job, Matt!
Yeah, it was really hard.
Go
fuck yourself.
There it is. That's what I was waiting for. I'm just happy to have won. Go fuck yourself.
I support you, but at the same time, fuck off.
I just hope that I have better competition for next quarter. Because that means better movies, right?
I don't want to cry again on my episode.
Spin that wheel.
Spinning the decades wheel right now.
All right.
I feel like we actually have a theme for next season.
Ooh. 2020s.
Oh, you
shit.
gotta be kidding me.
What a fucking jump. One end of the spectrum to the other. Holy shit.
2020s and the genre is...
Wow, way to just deflate that fucking suspense.
Paranormal.
Fuck.
Paranormal.
We almost had demonic possession.
Damn it, that would have been so much better.
Yeah, but we got 2020s paranormal. So we can't just do Paranormal Activity 1, 2, and 3.
No, fuck that.
There you go. Do you guys want to spin for an order of who goes this time?
Rotate, John. Spin a wheel.
If Matt's name gets chosen first, I'm gonna fucking giggle.
Picking number 1. Here we go. She's spinning right now.
All right.
I can't show you it, but you can see the reflection on my glasses.
I can't read it, and I don't know whose color is who.
Tiffany, you are red. You are first next month.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Matt, you are second. I am third again.
I honestly, the way that we rank this, I think that it's right. It feels right.
Yeah.
On how these movies fell, and the distance between them makes sense too.
Oh, 100%.
So the total finals I got for the quarter was Matt won with 31 points.
Nice.
I came in
jump.
second with 22.5, and Tiffany got third with 18. And you were right there with me.
Hey,
This was a
at least I made it double digits. Yeah!
landslide victory for Matt. So,
Because all my points are all ratings. There ain't no fucking... There's like 2 points of trivia in there for me.
we all have about 2 points of trivia. I think Matt has 2.5. All right. Well, we will see you guys next month with our 2020 paranormal movies. Tiff, why don't you give us one of those captivating Slash or Smash podcast sign-offs that you did last time?
I don't remember what I did last time. I was drunk.
You heard it there, folks. That's what we meant.
Thanks for joining, guys. See you next month.
See you next month.
Go fuck yourself.